Good morning, everyone. Welcome into the Polarr Next live stream today. It is November 21st. My name is Aaron DeHare, and I'm super excited to be here. Okay, let's try that again. I'm super excited to be here. What's up, everyone? Hope you're all having a great Thursday. Thank you, Jonathan, for being here as well. If you folks have any questions at all, Jonathan is going to be in the chat, and he'll be able to take your questions. If you didn't have time to submit anything through our RSVP, we tried to send you guys an email before the live stream so that you have a chance to RSVP. And then if you have any questions that you want specifically asked, it's much easier to submit your questions through there. That way we have it beforehand, and then we can already, prepare your answer or talk to our team to be able to answer your question. And then we'll get back to you during the live stream. But if you don't have a chance to RSVP and you're in chat and you've got answers, then Jonathan's going to be there for you to support. So thank you so much, Jonathan, for being there. Angela saying hello. Super early, first one in stream, actually. Welcome in everyone to the Polarr Next live stream. We do these live streams so that we can provide a space for you to be able to watch, learn, hear any tips and tricks, and to be able to encourage each other in the Polarr Next workflow, because we know that the Polarr Next workflow is a little different than what's out there currently. There's a lot of great programs out there that have been used for years. Polarr Next being very new on the block. We're pretty much like coming up on a year in open beta. So I've pretty much eclipsed my 1 year mark using Polarr Next. I mean, hello, like if I had a clap track, let's go. But I've seriously, what is the date? The 21st. I believe I started using Polarr Next in 2023 of November 16th. And we've come a long way from where we were last year. I believe off the top of my head, there's things like having no support for Nikon files. We didn't have that at the time, or at least like mirrorless files. So I had to convert all my Nikon images to DNGs from NEFs. And then what else? We didn't have spot healing. There was no masking. There was no preset organization. There's a couple other things that I was used to, with my workflow using Lightroom and like narrative and Aptitude and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things that I had to learn and get used to. But where we are today with the program Polarr Next and Beta 2.0, we are night and day difference, having culling and editing and so many more quality of life features that all of our users love to use. We love to hear, how long have you been using Polarr Next? And is Polarr Next something that you're just falling more and more in love with? Or are you finding that there's things missing in Polarr Next that could help elevate your experience with us? And if there are things missing, we would love to hear that. And so drop in chat if there's anything that we may be missing that you think we would love to hear that feedback. You guys can always email us as well, get in contact with us. Love the feedback. So today's goal, we're going to be talking about culling and editing, and I've got a recent album that I've shot, and I know it's holiday season. We've been ramped up October, November, just booked full of holiday sessions. And so I've got a little family session that I did for the holidays for one of my clients, and we're going to dive into that album, and I will show you how I cull and edit and just see how fast Polarr Next works and how it can help you alleviate some of that pressure for those of you guys who have been super busy this holiday season. I know Angela saying hi earlier. She builds a Christmas scene every year, and it's always like such a cool event to be able to see what her and her family build and stuff. So I imagine she's got tons of photos to go through. So Angela, if you're in the chat, would love to hear if Polarr Next has been somewhat helpful for you and in your editing workflow, everything like that. So so we're gonna get into that a little bit later, but real quick today I wanted to talk about Black Friday. And so many of you hopefully got an email sent out from Polarr Next about Black Friday pricing with Polarr Next, and this is the perfect time to get your hands on Polarr Next on an amazing pricing plan. If you're looking to jump into 2025 like hitting the ground running and giving it your all, I highly recommend you guys check out Polarr Next. Let me see if I can extract this email real quick without doxing myself. All right, let me see. Here's the email. Got all that. Okay, that's safe. Okay, let me go ahead and show you guys. So we got this Black Friday deal here, 33% off unlimited subscription there. This is gonna end on December 1st, so you've got some time from here all the way to December 1st to lock in some really good pricing with Polarr Next. You're gonna get 33% off your first subscription, so you can do $20 for that unlimited monthly, or on the yearly, which is really good, guys, $159.34 for a year for the unlimited plan. And you're gonna get culling and editing together. When we push out future updates, future features, things like that, guys, we're not tacking on extra pricing. We're not gonna nickel and dime you for extra profiles or extra features or upgrade fees. This is literally locked in for that year, and any future upgrades and things that we have along down the line is covered in here. So really good deal. Black Friday 24. So if you guys need more information on that, Jonathan again is in the chat. He would be more than happy to direct you guys to the right links, making sure you use the right codes and all that good stuff. So yeah, thank you for that, Jonathan. Appreciate that. All right, so Polarr Next, I mean, we're constantly updating and improving our algorithms and the way that the program works. Our biggest improvements to Polarr Next recently has been in the 2.0 update, which is culling and then keepers. And I believe we did show you keepers last time, but that's what today's live stream is about. We're going to show you culling, we're going to show you editing, and how I love to use keepers with my workflow. But other than that, we've just been working behind the scenes. We actually added support for the Sony 7R-M5 and the Sony A7R5. And so those two camera models also now have support with Polarr Next. And then we're just making Polarr Next better, quicker, faster processing. When you're importing photos and grouping and analyzing the keepers, we're just improving those processes and stuff like that behind the scenes. So that's what's been going on with Polarr Next lately. I hope you've been enjoying how it's been working on your end. And let me go ahead and we're gonna get this project open real quick. All right, so you guys are getting a little behind the scenes sneak peek at all my projects, but I have a ton of, let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. I've got 10 sessions to do before the end of the year. I got 1 2 3 4 5 weddings I'm working on. 5 weddings, and 1 2 3 4 and 5 like 1 hour sessions. So woo, I am in the thick of it right now. I don't know if you guys are super busy and you guys are cracking down on a bunch of editing, but I got a ton of edits to do, especially with the holidays here. And I'm looking forward to cruising into December with my editing plate completely wiped clean, like how my Thanksgiving plate is going to be wiped clean next week. I know we got an American holiday, got the holidays coming around next week, so looking forward to getting all that taken care of. So today we're going to work on a little family session that I did not too long ago. And I'm super excited about this. This session was shot during the later afternoons, and this specific place, this specific location is right up against one of the mountain ranges here on Maui. So you're gonna get like a lot of overcast tones, the sky, you know, being gray, and just trying to find that light during the session. And then it wasn't too windy, but there was some wind, but yeah, we'll see. But there's a lot of ducks, there's a lot of fun moments and things like that. Oh, actually it's this session that we're gonna do here. So we did have a lot of wind and everything like that. Super excited to jump into it because I really like the outfits of the parents, and then of course the kids, they're super cute. So at any time we go through this session, guys, feel free to ask any questions. Yeah, let's jump right into it. So we've got this project here and it says we're looking for the project folder, which is no problem. I'm just going to redirect it over to the program folder. There we go. And so here we go. So I'm opening the culling for the first time, and as you can see, automatically it's starting to analyze all of the photos, auto grouping everything, and then suggesting keepers. So right here the suggestion is at 205, and the amount of photos that was shot during this was 822. And so, you know, depending on what you like to deliver for a 1 hour session, I kind of feel like 205 is a little bit too high. I'm probably looking at delivering around 100. So with that being said, this is actually a really good number, right? If you think about it, Polarr Next AI is looking for the strongest 200 images, but I don't want to cull through all 822. As you can see here, this group right here has 23 images, and I really don't need to look through them all. If I can trust AI to be able to find and locate my strongest images, I'm gonna let it do it. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm okay with the 205 keepers, and I'm gonna select the keepers filter so that the only photos that are showing up on my film strip are the ones that the AI has suggested. Real quick before we jump in, I do edit with a device called the Monogram Creative Console. And so I have different profiles of like what these buttons do that I have. I don't really edit with a keyboard, or edit or cull with a keyboard. I use my Monogram Creative Console. So I do have this profile right here for culling. So this button green, this is where my thumb rests. So I can easily click, you know, green, the filter, up and down. So these two arcade buttons, this is the switch between the film strips. So if I want to go into the top film strip, I just hit the up button. If I want to go down and select through the groupings, I can do that. And then I've got this red button, and it's all lit up by colors on my console. This is hide. So if I need to hide a photo, or I don't want it, or if I want to delete it, I can just do that quickly. And then this right here is a dial. And what this is going to do is it allows me to go through the images very quickly. So like, for instance, I can just turn the dial and I'm just quickly going through here and able to select what I want. So I don't know how long that was, guys, but Keepers is done analyzing. Polarr Next has already gone through my 122 images and has found my strongest photos. I can select up to, you know, 820. I can go all the way to 820, and you can see the AI has selected a bunch. I can go all the way down to 5 or 15, 75, and the AI will show me that. And let's click on this keepers filter here, And now you can see all 25 photos here that the AI has selected as the strongest images. But we know we are looking for that. Let's go 210. I think I'm okay with 210. So instead of culling through all 822, we're only going to cull through 210. So that automatically just drastically reduces my culling time, right? And the cool thing about that, guys, is that I'm not locked to this, okay? The AI hasn't applied any color filters, hasn't applied any star ratings to this. All it has done is added this green keeper's thumb. And I know that there's other culling software that when you run the cull, it's going to automatically apply green and yellow and purple and blue color filters to your images, which is great. But I've talked to other photographers out there who like do, you know, newborn sessions where pretty much 100% of the time the newborn's eyes are closed, right? And so the culling software applies those closed eye color filters to those photos, but to that photographer, those are photos that they want to edit. So she was saying that she always has to go back, change that filter on it to edit instead of closed eyes. And when I was talking to her and showing her Polarr Next, she was like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. I love that the AI just applies this like light filter, this keeper thumb, rather than applying any star ratings and color filters and stuff like that. So drastically reducing your culling time. We're going to go through here and we're going to cull this entire album, okay? All 210 photos. We're going to see how fast we can go culling through this album. And I'm killing two birds with one stone because this is this is actually my work. And yeah, so what I love about this is we've got the face focus here, and you can see we got mom, dad, and brother, sister, okay? Son and daughter. And you can see daughter eyes are going left, son eyes are going right, mom and dad are locked on me. So I can go between these. Okay, eyes aren't there. Bam. I've got son looking at me. Daughter kind of looks like she's looking at me. So I like this. Bam. I select it with the green filter. Go to the next one. Look at that. The sun is looking away. And the cool thing about the face focus is I don't have to, what I used to do, you know, in other softwares or culling, I used to always have to like zoom in, zoom out to check the eyes. But so great that this face focus feature allows me to like, you know, make it bigger, and then I can just really see, okay, where are the eyes at? Are they looking at me? Okay, you know, so like this one looks like it's my strongest image. You love this? I'm super glad you love it, Angela. That's so great. Yeah, and then, you know, right up here, I've talked to a lot of photographers too about like, you know, do you care about this score up here? You know, and right now it's really being utilized by the AI to help determine what are your strongest images. There are cases where I do look and see like, okay, what's the difference? Okay, it's giving me a better, like this one's out of 3, this one's out of 4, right? And it's like, okay, what does that mean? You know, and I don't really pay attention to that too much, mainly because I just try and pay attention to what's here, you know, what I'm looking at here. So, but there are occasions where if photos are very similar and I'm trying to look and I want to determine like what's a better face, like, yeah, maybe this one might have a better face for the dad, you know, and you know, it's very interesting. This one says half open, but his eyes are literally the same and now it says closed. So we are still in beta. We are still experimental, and we are trying to improve our algorithms and things, accuracies. So, you know, that's one thing we just kind of have to bear through. But again, you know, for me as the creative, as the photographer, this doesn't really trip me up too much. I'm not like, oh my God, it says close when they're open, refund my money. Like, it's, you know, I don't know. We're going to get better. All right. So let's go. And I'm going to attempt to give you some good quality conversation as we go through here. I wanted to get a shot of them walking up this path very quickly, doing it. Love it. Something like this can easily take this into Photoshop to remove the sign. Very workable. Yeah. There we go. Another one where it's just great to see that face focus. Bam, bam, bam. Mom's eyes are closed. Next split second. Bam, bam, bam's great. Even though sun is looking my direction, this I would rather have. Yeah, that's okay. And then if I'm like, okay, maybe there's another shot in this group here that the AI didn't select, like this. This one's actually really good. So this is a perfect example of like the AI is only giving me these two. Eyes are closed here, but then sun's looking away. I can easily select off this keepers filter and I can go through the other ones the AI didn't select. And now I can just, bam, add that. There we go. And let's see here. Anything else in this group section? Nope. Good. Perfect. All right, let's keep rolling. There we go. All right, parents, show some love to your kids. I love this one where daughter's got her mouth open, smiling, laughing. Son is looking like he's enjoying his time with mom. Love that one. Let's keep going. Oh, we got brother and sis hanging out on the bench. This is another one that I would love to take the filter off and I can look through the ones that the AI didn't select. You know, because a lot of times like this right here, peekaboo, such a great moment that the AI may not pick up on or think that it's a good selection. So this is a case where you can just take that filter off and then just look through the unselected ones. And I can just quickly go through. Not to mention how fast Polarr Next is at just reading your files. This one's kind of fun. Little cheeky smile there. The eyes closed. There we go. Oh, that's such a great reaction from sis. I love that. So good. All right, moving on. And now we can easily just go right back to looking at keepers only. And then again, maybe going here. Sun waving high. There we go. Man, it is always such not a trick. It is always such like a feat to like get the children looking at the same time, you know, without being distracted by ducks and water and wind and things like that. And we got baby's hand, got mom. I love that. For me, I prefer to have, you know, if we're doing family photos or like engagements, I love those connection points, heads touching, hands holding, you know, things like that. Love it. And baby's just pointing at me. That's okay. There we go. Maybe I like the ones that are off to the side like this to give like variety. Got a nice, beautiful monstera leaf there. And then we got a centered up shot. We got mom and son. There we go. It was a windy day, so we just had to have our best attitudes, best energy, best thoughts of the day. And here we go. So there's a reason why I chose this album, guys, and it's because of the ducks. All right, you guys have no idea what I'm about to show you, but man, there were ducks. Check this out. There was like a whole gaggle of ducks around. I don't know what John, I don't know if you know this, Jonathan. What do you call like a group of ducks? Like rhinos is called a crash of rhinos. And then for fish, it's like a school of fish. What is, I think for geese, it's like a gaggle of geese or something like that. What is ducks? A crew of ducks or something? I don't know. All right, let's keep going here. So it was funny because when a flock of birds. Okay. As we passed the ducks when we were walking to this bench, the ducks started following us. And so there's this like massive amount of ducks around us. I've got the video on my little Insta 360, but there's just like a mass of ducks here. It was so fun. Oh, it's a waddling of ducks. So we had a waddling of ducks here. All right. I love it. So So impressed with how fast you can cull, so instant. Dude, that's so great, Angela. I love that. I hope it's been very helpful for you this season. And then just this awesome moment. So like, you know, I could have been like, get out of here, freaking out about the ducks, but I just let it happen. I let all the ducks waddle over to the family and just like see the kids like react to them. It was just so cute. I kind of like this one just because you kind of see her foot. This one kind of feels a little weird because you just see like half her body. I kind of like this one a little bit more, but I love this moment. I can easily just remove the people that are in the background here later on in Photoshop. There we go. And then I slowly herded the waddling of ducks away. But yeah, we love coming here. It's a great park, great little place to come and feed the ducks and everything like that. So we had a lot of fun. It was super cute. All right. And just for good measure too, I know with kids, you know, when you're shooting kids, or I'm sorry, when you're photographing kids, you know, you always want to take like a ton of photos to just capture those like in between moments. Eyes are closing, kids are always looking away, hands are going up, hair is going crazy because of the wind. So what I tend to do, and this could be very counterintuitive in a way, but I tend to like face swap. If I find like a kid has good smile here, but then sister's looking all weird, then I'll just grab, you know, the face or posture from another photo, you know, maybe where his arms down, and I'll just Photoshop them so that we can get a good, nice shot. I'm missing you getting really close to the kids. Usually you don't do. No, my style, I guess you would say, I don't really do super up close portraiture with like 105 lenses and stuff. Like the closest I'll get here is like with a 58, and maybe I'll get close like this. But for kids that are this small, I don't usually set them on their own and try and get those one-off shots of them, especially for like a really quick session. When my client just wants family photos like grouped together and stuff like that. So yeah, I do the most that I can to accommodate my clients. On the day it's super windy, kids are fussy, we're there really quickly, so I try not to make a big fuss about trying to get those perfect shots. Head swapping with LA would be amazing. Super hard, I guess, but I found myself doing it so many times. Yeah, sorry about that. You guys might have saw Polarr Next just crashed on me, so it happens. It happens. Oh man, so good. I love this shot. Beautiful background. I can't wait to edit these. Mom and dad having a moment. Oh yeah, yeah. I really like their outfits for this session. It was really, really nice. Get some good walking shots. Mom and dad. See the wind just fully blowing that hair in front. Oof. But then bam, get swept to the side. Love it. We got one right there where the hair is playing nicely. There you go. And I will include some of these fun ones with the hair. Like, I'm sure they don't mind. There you go. 1, 2, 3, bam. And this right here too, like I don't usually have my clients like go up right against the tree and stuff like that, but it was just something that the mom kind of naturally gravitated to, you know, when I was gonna do a single portrait of her. She just went right away to the tree and felt super comfortable with it. So I was like, all right, let's do it. Yeah, that's cool. It's fun, it's playful. Let's do that. The wind, pretty crazy. I love it. Man, something about like black outfits for holiday photos, really love it. Feels like super classy and just good. Oh, I love it. Just the messiness of the hair. And like, I don't mind it because I know I can take this out in Photoshop. It's going to be more work for me, but you know, in the moment, I try not to like stress myself out too much on like trying to like make the wind do what I want it to do, you know? Like the wind is gonna do what it does. And so there we go. Beautiful. Nice background. And we got the kids going up. Yay. There we go. Oh, and then again, I know in this section, I know there's like a ton more of these up and downs. And so I want to look for those ones that the AI may not have got or selected. And I'm just going to include a bunch more of those because let's see here. Oh yeah, like this one, the AI didn't select this one. So bam, definitely going to go for that. There we go. Arms up. Maybe this one. There we go. Got dad smiling right there. All right. Another one with mom real quick. Another portrait sesh. Little. Giving her hands something to do, maybe touch on the flowers and leaves and things like that. There we go. This was shot with the 58 1.4 as well. Really love how it looks. Thanks so much for the suggestion. Head swapping AI. Dude, that would be crazy, Jonathan. I don't think I ever like considered that of a possibility. That's a good suggestion. I may not have fully read Angela's comment there, but yeah, AI head swap, that would be crazy. And you know, it doesn't need to generate fill from anything. You can just grab it from another image or something like that. We'll see. I mean, we're in a day and age of technology right now where just like anything is possible. We got dad and daughter moment. Gonna go look at the ducks again. We'll go turn it off keepers. Using the force to call the ducks over. I love, look at this bokeh from the 58. The swirl in the background, so nice. And the focus isn't bad either. I mean, that's really good right there at 1.4. Hey, no worries, Angela. Thanks for tuning in, by the way, on your phone. Appreciate it. Oh, such like a sweet moment. Father and daughter there. So cute. There we go. Another little background here with all four of them. And we got brother and sis walking together here. See how that goes. The bow's a little low. That's okay. And then lastly, we got a little moment here on the blanket. And this is the time in the session where the whole family is just cooked. They're just tired, exhausted, fussy. But you don't see it in the photos really. There we go. All right, and then what you can easily do is unclick that filter, go through quickly, see if there's anything that, you know, was missed by the AI. But I'm pretty much done already. That only took 10 minutes. No, 16 minutes, 15 minutes. Let's round it to 15. But that literally took about 16 minutes, guys, to just cull through this 1 hour session, 822 images. Where did I unclick it? So right down here at the bottom, right down here, you see when I hover over it, it kind of lights up. It means like it's clickable. So when I click it, now it just shows me only the keepers. If I now, and it's lit up, meaning like it's active. If I click it off, then it goes off. And now I see all the photos. Click it on. Bam. Now I'm only seeing the keepers. There we go. And we've kind of hit that goal of 100 photos that I wanted to edit. 105. So we got 105 green selected. And so now all we got to do is hit edit photos. We are not moving these raws anywhere. We're not transitioning to another program. We're staying all within Polarr Next, which is just one of my favorite things about this program. We're going to click on the greens, and it's telling you here, all of the unselected photos will be hidden and not processed. So we're not deleting your unselected photos. We're not moving them anywhere. They're staying in your folder. We're just hiding them in Polarr Next. So we're going to go edit selected, and then you can go create a new style, but I've already got AI styles trained on this profile. At least I've got this one. This one's like my current 2024 style. I've got over 1,000 references on it. There's other ones that I could play around with and stuff, but maybe this overcast lush might work well. But yeah, let's see what this current 2024 current style works. Let's see how it works with this session. Here we go. So now it's processing everything in real time, and I could already see it's got more of like this green tint, not too warm. I know that this is more of the look I'm kind of going for, so I'm definitely gonna have to adjust those ones. All right, so I already know like these good base right there. All right, these ones are a little green. Okay, like this is more of the look I'm going for, the look and tone. And so let's see here. That's really pretty. All right, so the cool thing about Polarr Next is, say like you're looking through here and you're like, okay, it's done editing everything, maybe not liking it. Let's go use a different style. Let's try a pre-trained style. Let's go maybe to T or something. I don't know. This is calm tones with the moody ambience of a rainy day. And because it was like overcast, maybe it's gonna work well with this. Okay, so we'll hit continue. Polarr Next, switching the style really quickly like that. Here we go. There's our pre-trained style. It's very, very light. Very, very light. Yeah, this is definitely not something I want to go for. All right, let's go to the next one, guys. And this is like very effortless. All right, here we go. Let's go. Let's try coral. Okay, this one's got more like vibrant bursts of intense luminous warmth. So far, the other the styles that I had didn't give me that warmth I'm looking for, so maybe this one will. Cool thing is, none of these styles cost you anything. They're completely free to use as a starting point. There we go. This one's giving me some warmth. That's looking good. This wouldn't be bad. So I definitely have a lot of choices to go with for this session, perhaps because of like how overcast it is. Maybe I want to use or create a new style, just so that I can have like full creative control over everything. So I'm going to go advanced setup. And so what advanced setup is going to do is going to have me edit 5 references. And let me go to my little editing device here, and I'm going to switch profiles now. This is my editing profile. I go left and right with these buttons now. This is still like my delete and hide button. And then this is my mark as a reference button, and then copy and paste settings, and then before and after, so I could quickly see the before and after. You see how easy and quick it is to edit full albums with just pre-trained styles, right? It's kind of crazy how fast it went. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna quickly like scroll through my presets here, and I'm just gonna look for one that I think is a good starting point for all these. All right, so that's not bad. I'm looking for color and warmth here. So far, all of these presets are not working well with this session that I did, which is like very interesting. because these are all presets that I made with this same camera, and you can tell like the difference in the lighting and white balance here must have been very different than what I had. So let's keep going. I've got all these different presets I've also added in previously. These ones aren't too bad. Let's go in here, see if there's anything from these weddings. Wow, the white balance is really, really different. I'm really surprised. Let's see. Yeah. So this is a case where like I probably should, you know, do my own preset and start creating my own AI style. And I don't know if any of my pre-trained styles were really going to do a good job with this because of how different the lighting and stuff is here. Let's see here. I do like to try. I do want to go with something though. Let's see here. I know these ones recently weren't too bad, and I just have to change the coloring. This is a good album to bring through today. Okay, this one's kind of like closest to what I want. That's similar. Let's see here. Let's look at the HSL and colors and everything here. So what I like to do when I'm looking through colors, when you push it all the way, you can kind of see like what it's going to be affecting. When you export to Photoshop, can you select the color profile 8 or 16? So when you go, let's do this real quick. I can't export from the setup, but I can do it from here. So for example here, Angela, if I go export photos, I can go image type and I can select PSD. And now I can select what bit depth of the Photoshop file I want to export. So I can choose between 8 or 16. When I export out of Polarr Next into Photoshop, I choose the full 16-bit depth getting out. So that's what we have right now. Pro Photo RGB, is that a selection out of Lightroom? That's something we could probably look into, but when I do it, I always like to go full 16-bit out of Photoshop. I don't know if it's necessary, but I go sRGB. I've never really had to select display P3. I think that's some other kind of specific setting, but I believe sRGB is the one that like we're all used to and stuff. All right, so let's we're gonna go here. So in order to export, I had to finish the AI style, which I wasn't. You guys know I wasn't. What we could do is we could either reset the edits, not the ratings and labels. We can do that, or we can go use a different AI style and just create a new AI style. Just do that one more time. All right, there we go. The AI's asking me to edit different images here. That's okay. All right, let's go. So we can quickly see before and after, so I can catch my bearings on what everything's looking like. All right, and then we were in HSL. I believe the default is sRGB. Let me go to this other one. I want to really dial in a look. Straighten that out. Okay, so the reason why I'm going to try and go with one of these profiles is because on this preset that I made, it has this film look here, this film aesthetic going on with like the crushed blacks on the curves that I like. So that's why I'm going with this preset. I can easily adjust it if I don't like it, but I generally do like putting on that curve there. But we're really gonna mess with the colors and calibration here, because I do want to get these skin tones on. I do want that more of a warm look, more of a warm green look. Let's see here. All right, and then I can easily locate colors if they're not fully showing up on. There we go. And let me push up the saturation there so I can see like what it's fully affecting. All right. Okay. There we go. Bringing more and more life back into these skin tones. Getting it to something like that. There we go. All right, let's apply it here. See what happens. All right, that doesn't look too bad, actually. The only thing here is the blacks. I don't like my blacks looking like a different color. So that's something that I have to get in and adjust. And I feel like maybe we can go down here to these blues. I can see the blue the luminance is quite high. All right. All right. Let's go there. Copy that. Let's see what the white balance here looks like. All right, and then I can see the oranges are pretty high there on this scenario, so we can definitely bring it down in this setting. Bring those highlights on the dress. All right. Go here. Do that there. There we go. That's getting a lot closer to what I like. Get those skin tones in there, those reds. That's very beautiful. The reds were leaning too much on the orange side. There we go. Just getting a handle on these colors and wrestling with it. All right, and we finally arrived at this last image to edit here. I mean, we're definitely gonna have to do something about this, right, guys? Oh, geez. The classic finger in nose. Beautiful. All right. All right, I've got all my photos marked as a reference, and let's see how I did here, guys. We're going to finish the AI style setup. Now the AI is going to edit the entire album, and let's see how well the edits come out after creating that new AI style. I love it already, just seeing all the greens being punched in there, especially compared to when I had applied the pre-trained styles. See you later, Angela. Appreciate it. We're going to wrap up in about 7 to 10 minutes here. So appreciate you spending your time with us on your phone and watching and hanging out. Thanks for joining. Really loving how these ones came out. These are really nice. Not going to have to do a lot of adjustments there. So, yeah, this is definitely a stronger starting point for me. and this album, if I were editing this one and wanting to deliver it, definitely more pleased with how these photos are looking like than where we had started. So what I would do from here is I would just continue to dial in this image and this look. Yeah, that's starting to come together and look like the type of family photos that I love to shoot and edit and deliver to my clients. And we're pretty much there with that. So yeah, all I'm gonna have to do from here is just go ahead and edit, and then if there's ones that I need to bring into Photoshop and do some retouching and things on, then that's gonna be very easy for me. Bring up the highlights, bring in that glow, add a little bit more warmth there. These are gonna be really, really nice. All right, well, that's, hey, when did we get started editing this thing? 20 minutes ago? 30 minutes ago? Guys, 30 minutes from culling to editing, 30 minutes from culling to creating our AI style to editing the entire album. I'm going to be able to get this session done, this 1 hour session, 800 images. I'm going to be able to get it done in the next hour, like dialed in. Like I could probably get the editing done in like the next 10 to 20, but like dialed in, retouched everything, bam, good to go, ready to deliver today. So I hope this was enjoyable for you guys. I love to do this type of content. I love being able to edit and share like little tips and tricks and just be able to remind and show and to talk about the process of editing with Polarr Next, because the more that you learn and get into that content and dive deep into it, the better results you're going to get with Polarr Next. I know that it is quite daunting going from different programs that you've been using for years. I'd been using Lightroom for almost a decade, because I started in 2014 with Lightroom 4, and then I stopped in 2023. So about like 9-10 years worth in Lightroom, and getting used to this new workflow with AI, culling, editing. It's just been so good. So we're gonna wrap up today. There was a question that came in from one of our users, and I just want to share about it today for those who might be wondering, and for those specifically who might have a Chromebook. So you guys know that our Polarr Next program, we do have a download option for both PC and Mac OS, but what about Chromebook users, guys? Well, right now at the moment, the desktop app is only available on Windows and Mac OS. We're currently adding support for Chromebook via the our web app, and it should be available later today. So for those of you guys who are wondering about Chromebook, you can open up Polarr Next using Google Chrome, of course, the web browser. But for the OS itself, we are looking at adding support for that desktop app, so that for those of you guys who love to open up programs from the desktop or your taskbar, you'll have the option to do that. So with that said, thank you guys so much for being here. And for those of you guys who are going to watch later on, I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season coming up next week. Big holiday, and then going on into Christmas, December, and stuff like that. And so we will be back for December's live stream. It's going to be a little bit earlier in the month, just because by the time we do our live streams, it's always like the last Thursday of the month or Wednesday of the month, and that's going to be like around Christmas time. So we'll see how the schedule plays out, but we will definitely put the invite out there for you guys. Thank you so much for all the support. Make sure you're following us on Instagram if you would like to join the community, and then join our Facebook group as well. And you're able to hang out with other Polarr Next users. If you have any questions, our support team is in there as well as Jonathan and I. And if you have any questions, next@polarr.com for support. There you go. All right, everyone, have a good rest of your day today. I can't wait to get back into this album right after the stream. Have a good one, everyone. Aloha.